So you're actually saying that you use music as kind of like a growth marker?
Yeah,
Wow.
for timestamps, because actually right now, even looking at the songs that I've already written with the lyrics that I've written, I would look at them right now from a different perspective. And I can't put myself in the shoes when I wrote it, but right now I look at them differently and I find different connections to them and I
Sure.
find different meanings in them.
Hi, welcome to the Monique on the Mic podcast. I'm your host, Monique B. Thomas, and today we're talking with 17-year-old Eva Poklonskaya. She is an incredible artist that I've been working with since the age of 13, and we go through her journey. We talk about the fact that she plays several instruments, her current musical projects, how she uses AI to help her with creations, and the importance of having an artistic team around her to achieve her goals. Let's get at it. Everybody, please welcome to the show, Eva Poklonskaya. Hi, Eva. How are you doing?
Hi everyone. Hi Monique. I'm doing good, thank you, and I'm very happy to be here.
Well, I'm happy to be here as well. We're here in London because we were here together working on yet another one of your projects. We were at Metropolis Studio here in London, and this is a crazy studio because so many famous people have been recorded there.
Oh yeah.
Adele, Led Zeppelin, Elton John.
Right.
Oh, the list is long. Rita Ora.
Oh yeah.
The
A
list,
lot. A
yeah,
lot.
a
Right.
lot of great people have been recorded there. And shout out to our main recording engineer, Liam Nolan. We also had another person come in and help us. His name is Sam Every Baker. That's
Yeah.
his last
Yeah.
name. Yeah. So they were just fabulous. But anyway, I wanted you to come on the show because, as you know, this is an artist development show for singers.
Right.
And I think that your story is a bit different than what I usually tell and the people that I've already interviewed. I mean, I'm mostly coming from the point of view of working with adults.
Right.
But you are 17.
I am 17 years old, right?
Yes. And we started working together when we met in Russia when you were 13.
Yeah.
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 So tell me a little bit about how you felt our meeting was in Russia so many years ago.
Oh yeah, it was a life-changing meeting for me. You know, like at first I came to your masterclass in Moscow that Sam organized, Profty,
Yeah.
and the Profty team. A shout out again,
Yes.
right? And so it was amazing. And actually, the way that you were talking a lot about the genres of music, the origins of it, which like the culture in Russia, it's different, and so I didn't know a lot about it. And so at first the masterclass was a lot, like for history, the background, and also just like getting the gospel feel. But then we had the private lesson, and here I just discovered so many new things for technique, the things that my voice could do that I actually limited myself on.
Right.
And so really you gave me such a new perspective and just a new breath of fresh air that I wanted to learn more. And so that's our journey, how our journey began. And really, I'm so thankful for the years that I've been working with you, because it has been like a huge turning point for me, and there has been so many changes because because I started working with you. It really, I developed the understanding of my voice, the way that I can control it, and how I'm singing. And so yeah, it was a game changer for me, like lessons with you and having the opportunity to learn from you. And so I'm very thankful for that.
Well, I have to say I'm very thankful as well because, as any teacher knows, it's always exciting when you have a student that works as hard as you do.
Thank you.
That shows up, whatever I give you, you come back with it, and you take that ball and you run with it, and you're doing what I ask you to do, and often more. And so it's very rewarding to teach someone like that, but it's also, a little shocking, if I may say, because you are so young. So how is it that you're so responsible and hardworking and mature and clear at such a young age?
That's a question that I'm not sure if I have the answer to. I guess it's just I have specific goals and dreams that I really want to achieve, and this understanding of what brings you joy had come to me when I realized what music means to me. And so actually having the opportunity to move towards that dream with you, with the knowledge that you give me, and the already experience that we've gained here in London, recording my original songs, writing those songs, writing the lyrics, it really just encourages me to move forwards and to move again towards my aims and goals, because I would really want to, for my life, do writing music, singing, and just producing and everything that we're doing right now. And so I guess from the very young age when I discovered, and especially with you on the lessons, what I can do and what I can grow into or what I can become, that was actually my goal, and I'm staying focused on that. And so because of that, I know what will bring me happiness and what brings me happiness right now. And so that's why I guess I'm staying focused to get there.
Can I ask you, do you know how old you were when you knew that music was the thing for you?
I would say it was around when I was 11 years old, even though music came to me much earlier in my years. Yeah, in my years.
In your ripe old years of
Right.
17.
That's totally right. That's totally it. Actually, it's an interesting story that I was actually in a model agency when I was younger.
Modeling agency.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. My mother I had a pretty face. Not now.
She's rather tall. She's very pretty. She's got very pretty eyes
thank
and
you.
a nice smile.
Oh,
and these
thank you so
dimples.
Yeah, the dimples was the thing this is my signature.
and of course she's taller than me, but that's rather easy.
Oh.
So you were in a modeling agency.
Yeah, I was. When I was a child, I was a very pretty child and a very positive one. Like I would say a ray of sunshine, not like right now, a depressing one.
Yeah,
right.
really.
Pretty much. Right. And so I needed to have a talent, and I actually danced.
Okay.
And at first I danced. I did like splits and everything, and just I actually want to see the video because I'm being told that I was so good, and I'm like, I can't dance at all, right? And then we decided to actually try out singing. And my first ever song that I sang was from Rapunzel, the Tangled, from Tangled, Rapunzel song. I forgot the name, sorry, because it's in Russian.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just that at that time, I felt when I was performing that, I was feeling like this is what I want to do, because just singing and being there on stage, I was 4, right? And I actually, and so I was just like, yeah, I like this. And my mother actually heard that I learned the song very quickly. And so we thought, okay, she hears music, let's go into that direction. Right. And from there, my journey began with classical piano and also at the same time, jazz vocals and soul, and also Russian music, because otherwise you would not be able to, be in any competitions in Russia. Yeah. But overall, from there, I started, doing music. And at 11 years old, when I already understood how much how much songs I already sang, I started writing my own music. Yeah. That actually gave me another just kick, towards just, you have to do this seriously now and just work. Yeah,
it's so funny. It's like at 11 years old, you realize I've got to get serious now. I mean,
that's 11, right?
Because you have only lived in your body, as far as we know. It probably doesn't ring weird to you that you're so clear and focused at 11. I mean, I work with people of all ages, from younger than you to people in their 70s, and I can tell you that many of them are not nearly as clear as you are about their vocal goals, their musical and artistic goals. So I'm telling you, bravo to you, because a lot of them are just spinning their wheels trying to figure out what they want. Because if you don't know what you want, then you don't know what you should be doing. You don't know what to focus on. You don't know how to work. You don't know what team you need around you.
Oh, I totally agree with that. And actually, I would say that another reason for my focus is my parents' support, because they really supported me. Like when they found out that I can sing, they're like, okay, if you like that, we can continue doing it. And I'm like, yes, I do. And so actually right now, I just remember that I had after I already started singing and started learning songs, I have actually recordings of myself when I'm like 5 years old. Of course, I'm just like very open-minded and I'm very positive and just recording myself because I love that. And I'm just singing Ella's song, just improvising, doodly-doo, right? Just like that. And I was already excited about creating. And so that's why music for me is just as a clear canvas where you can paint your own picture of
Yeah.
life, and it's just a way of looking at life from your perspective and sharing that with the world. And it really inspires me in that way, because I will want at least that to have, to exist for as something that I'm gonna leave my mark, or at least I'm going to provide people with a different view or different perspective upon how they're living, or how someone lived. And so I think that that's very impactful. And for me too, actually, when I release that, like not energy, but that perspective, I actually, as if I'm free from it and I can look from a different one.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
so for me, it's really changing my understanding of life, and because of that. And I think also it, like connects us, like as a world, because we can see that other people also identify with what I might be saying in my music, or how I might be singing, or they just feel it the way that I feel it. Like even when music doesn't have any lyrics, we still can, like feel the soulfulness, or we can identify in a certain, like point of your life when you felt that way, or you have a memory, and you just, that music really rings when you think about something specific. And so in that sense, I think that is why it's powerful, and that's why I really want to create, because it's just something new that you bring into the world, and it just brings so many opportunities to everyone.
Wow. That's a mouthful right there.
Yeah.
But you know what? Obviously, as a singer and songwriter, and we can hear it, that you are a communicator. You're somebody that has a lot of stories to tell, and you're very fluent in how you tell them. So I want to talk about your music a bit, because,
Of course.
again, your songs are very mature.
Thank you.
I've had the pleasure of working with you on other projects, of previous projects, and one of the things I see as a common thread is your view of politics, your view of the world and adults in relationships in general. And they're not always, they're not, rainbows and candy and popcorn. They're almost, they're very adult because they're very realist. It's like, hey, some of this stuff really stinks. Can we talk about that for a second?
Yeah, of course. Actually, it's not an issue, but what I've been thinking a lot about, because music is mostly about love, and not mostly, but there's a lot of songs about love.
Sure.
Right, and I actually find it hard to write songs about love, and I think that right now, especially from my perspective of being 17 years old, it's hard to find that, like experience of loving and having that deep love for someone, or a deep connection, and like those sweet moments. I didn't really have that. However, I do have a certain, like I'm learning about the world a lot, and I really love reflecting that in my journey, in my musical journey, because the more I learn, the more I have to share, and the more I want to filter. And so, like I said, when I'm writing something, it brings me, I'm free from what I've said, and I can say something new. And so in that sense, it also helps me to move forwards with how I'm seeing the world. And it's like, like when a child grows and you just write their height, and then they grow further. And so for me, music is pretty much like that, because you just share that lens that you had at that time of your life, and then you move forwards, and the lens doesn't go, but it just, or maybe you can remove it, or have it there, but it enriches, and you have more colors with every year. And so actually that's what I use music again for, so just to explore that.
So you're actually saying that you use music as kind of like a growth marker?
Yeah.
Wow.
For timestamps, because actually right now, even looking at the songs that I've already written with the lyrics that I've written, I would look at them right now from a different perspective, and I can't put myself in the shoes when I wrote it. But right now I look at them differently, and I find different connections to them, and I find different meanings in them. And that's why, like, it's as if you're reading your favorite book, and at one point of your time, or your life, sorry, you read it one way, and then the book doesn't change, but you change. And when you reread it, it's different.
You've got a different perspective.
Yeah.
So then it really sounds like you're learning and growing very quickly.
Well, I hope I am, because
Because let's see, these songs that we recorded this week, for information, I'm the vocal producer on this project. We did 3 songs in the studio in 3 days, and you started writing them when?
Ooh, the songs that we recorded. So one of the songs was written, I think, in 2021.
Okay.
The other were written, I think, in 2023. So
Okay.
yeah, they are pretty recent. I have a lot from 2020, from the coronavirus,
Yeah.
times. A lot.
Lot to talk about.
Yeah, I just didn't look through the audio files. I'm too lazy to go that far. Yeah, I'm just like, what's the recent ones? I just want to finish those, right? Because they're in my head and they're pretty much stuck. When you get a melody that you came up with, I record them on audio files, and then one just pops into your head like constantly. And sometimes it even goes, like, I don't know, a couple of months pass. Like, for example, right now, I think a couple of days ago, I had one melody come up and I'm like, what song is that? I think I know the song. And I even have one word that I associated with. But then I'm like, wait, it's my song. It's something I recorded.
I wrote it.
Yeah, it's something I recorded once, and then I'm going through the files by this word that I associated with, and I find it, right? And even though I didn't write anything else, it just that this word identified the feeling that I was singing with, and what I looked at it, like at the melody from perspective. And so, yeah, that's pretty much how it works.
Would you say that unfinished songs haunt you?
Yeah.
They
do. They're
like
ghosts.
the boogeyman under the bed.
Oh yeah, totally.
Until
They
you
scare
finish
me.
them?
Yeah,
Wow.
pretty much. And I still have a lot that come from an age. Yeah, I have a song that I wrote when I was 11. It was kind of like my first song. I didn't finish it yet, but I have it like really just somewhere somewhere in my head, and it pops up.
I'm still
and then it
here.
goes, yeah, please finish me. And I'm like, yeah, we'll get to you. Yeah, once. And so yeah, it just really songs haunt me. Yeah, but in a good way.
Wow. So it's kind of amazing because you are in your last year of high school and you're prolifically writing all these songs so you've already told me that you've got like 3 or 4 more songs that you're working on that are haunting you.
Yeah.
And yet you're preparing to finish high school and go to Berkeley.
Yeah, that's true.
School of Music in Boston.
Yeah.
How exciting is that?
That is very exciting, and actually, you know that. But in the summer of 2023, I've been to the 5-week summer camp when I got the audition, and then in October I found out the results, and so it has
And
been.
congratulations, by the way.
Thank you so much.
They are in order. So.
No, thank you so much. Yeah, I think Berkeley is an amazing school, and throughout the 5-week, I have really the most important part there right now, how I understand, is the music community, because the people that I got to meet, the ones that I got to perform with, the ones that I got to work with, record even small covers with, and just improvise. It was an amazing experience, because I actually never have been in such a music environment. Yeah, I've only been with professionals like you, like for lessons, but unfortunately never with the ones that are my age, just to see when we're pretty much on the same level musically, but like in different instruments, and just can evolve together or create something, like from our two undeveloped perspectives, like of young people, right? And so I guess this was a very new experience for me, and I'm really, really, really looking forward to Berkeley in that sense, because really the music community brings a lot. Everyone has their own talents, and everyone's good at a particular thing. For example, someone's amazing at rhythm, right? And the other one is amazing at riffs. Another one is amazing at harmony, and just like collaborating together and creating something out of those amazing elements, you create something incredible. And so it's just like plus plus plus. You're just adding amazing things, and I'm really looking forward to that, and just gaining experience and learning a lot of how to actually collaborate with musicians on stage, and how to create something together. And I think that would be an amazing experience for me.
Wonderful. So this may seem like a redundant question, but I'll ask it anyway. At the end of your time at Berkeley, what is it that you hope to have learned or achieved or accomplished?
Well, because I'm writing songs, I would really love my music theory knowledge to increase, for sure, because I know that I'm doing things, but I don't know how to name them.
Sure.
And I would really want to understand what I'm doing. Also, I would really want to learn production, just to like level up my game in creating my music and having the tools to do what I have in my mind. Yeah, so that would be amazing. And of course, just growing as a performer, because I've learned so much from you technically and stylistically, and I would want to right now use the knowledge on stage or just in action, just be there as a musician, right? And so in that sense, yeah, that what I experience on stage and as a musician, because right now I had school, and I was learning from you and I was doing that all by myself, but actually being in the industry already, right? With the university, you're still in the industry because you're surrounded by everyone from the industry, right? And so that would be really a changing moment for me, because I'll be able to use everything that you taught me, but in real life and in experience.
Right, right. So it's just always amazing to me because in your short years you've done so many things. So you play piano. I think you also play trumpet, right?
Yeah, a little bit, but yeah, I'm trying to improve in trumpet. I began learning how to play bass.
Okay.
And yeah, I really love bass. I mean, like, I don't know why. It just, when you listen to music, it's the one that leads the groove, like, most of the time, and you want to dance because of it. And I just want to have the power over the people with the bass, just walking around after them playing the bass.
Just dance.
Yeah, and so that's my dream, to harm people with basses. But and also, of course, singing and trying to do some production. Of course, I would say that the piano knowledge for me, it is the key to produce and to write songs, because this is the one that I use most of the time. Sure. But actually, I would really want to use more of the trumpet playing that I've already learned, and also the bass. I'm already trying, and actually one of the songs that we just recorded was actually inspired by a bass line that I wrote when I just started playing. Just like I got the bass line, the bass. And
Which one was it?
It's On a Mine.
On a Mine, okay.
Yeah, and I just got the bass, and I decided, like, just create some melodies, and I just started playing. I'm like, okay, let's sing over that, and I created the song. And so right now, even though it's not the leading instrument in the song and in the arrangement, it kind of what inspired the idea.
Nice. So let's talk a little bit about the team that surrounds you. Let's just talk about the team at Profty that's been following you for several years, and how that's affected you.
Yeah, so we know that, well, I know that it all had begun with you, and like, meeting Sam and Profty team, and through the Profty team, we met you, and I've already started learning. I studied from you for 2 years, and then I started working with Greg from the Profty team for my technique. With you, we continued working on the style, with Greg on the technique, and then we also at the same time, I think, because we were preparing for The Voice.
Yes, because she got on The Voice Kids in Russia.
Yeah, I did get on The Voice Kids in Russia, and I was performing It's a Man's World, which is a very emotional song. And I would say, for me, again, like I said, it's hard to connect with love songs. And here I really needed support, the support to understand what I'm singing about.
Sure.
And so that's why I met Rhonda Carlson, that helped me with performance and acting on stage, and understanding the meaning to get the emotion there, which was very, very helpful for me to get that energy for the song.
Right.
Yeah, because I think I was 15 at the time.
I think so, yeah.
I hope.
That sounds right.
Yeah, and so it was hard for me to understand where I'm getting the energy from or what emotion I am. And so when we worked it out, it really, really did help. Yeah. And so this combination of having Rhonda on the acting and emotions, then Greg on technique and how to do everything, and of course you on the style to be able to express the emotion that we worked out, right? And to be able to do it beautifully and, like, just in the best way possible, was what really made this performance very memorable for me. And our further works with my first album, the original songs, 7 of them.
7, yeah.
Yeah, and right now, of course, the future projects that we are already working on.
Yeah, so we just literally, this is the last day of the studio, and we went and had some dinner, and she's showing me her next project. She's already planning the next trip, and I'm like, this girl does never stop. She just doesn't stop. And yet, you can tell by listening that there's a goofiness to you, that there's a lightheartedness to you. As serious as you are, you maintain a goofy side that we both share, because I'm goofy, obviously.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, so Sam Bagdazarov he's the owner and creator of Profty. And Profty, what we do at Profty is we support artists. It's artist development and support. We are a team that comes together and we work on all the aspects of what a singer needs to have in order to be effective. Because we don't want singers who are just technically proficient. Technique is extremely important because it's going to allow singers to sing well for a long time, but also they have to look like something on stage, and they have to express emotion in a way that doesn't feel like it's canned or fake. It has to be authentic, and it has to work for that particular artist. It can't be, the same stuff that we see everywhere where everybody's got a mic in their hand and they look like they're eating an ice cream or whatever.
Yeah.
And then of course it's about also helping the artist to develop their personal style that becomes their signature, that people will, recognize as soon as they hear that singer. So this is Sam, that put together Profty because he has a love for artists and artistry, and he himself in his own way is also an artist. And having him bring this team together to help you has been wonderful to watch because, like I said, working with you from 13 to 17, which I can tell you is a privilege because not all the students that I work with hang in there long enough to see the fruits of their labor. You're able to do the things you're able to do in the studio today because of all the years of work you've done. I mean, and when I tell you this girl works, during that horrible COVID period, I was working with her 7 days a week, an hour a day. I've had her, sometimes she's come to visit and I've seen her and we worked 8 hours a day for several days in a row. I've never seen anybody work like this. And I'm not even just talking about children, I'm talking about adults. She is a worker, and yet she's lighthearted. So it's just really been a pleasure to watch you grow. I'm so excited for you.
Oh, thank
I'm
you.
proud of you. I'm looking forward to seeing what you're going to do because you always come up with something and like, where did that come from? And I'm like, okay, well, let's ride with it. Your creativity is, it's endless. And it's something I wish other people could latch on to, that, as children, I think naturally children are very creative. I think it gets taught out of us. So if I ever had one thing to say to you is I would say, keep that. Don't change that. Don't ever change that, because I think with the creativity, even though things in the world aren't always pretty, there's lots of ugly things in the world. You know that from living where you live and the things that you've had to go through, unfortunately. It's not always, roses. But being able to create, even, it's like being able to make lemonade out of lemons. You're still telling stories, and these stories need to be told, and they need to be told even from your perspective, I mean, I would love for you guys to hear this stuff, so I'll make sure that I put all her social media links so you can hear some of her older works, and you'll get to hear eventually when this stuff comes out, because I know you're working on getting that. We don't have dates yet, but it's on its way, and you're planning on doing some videos as well, right?
Yeah. So each song one by one will come soon.
Right. Now,
For sure.
The other thing that also gets me is because you have such a strong vision, because not only do you have a vision for what you want this to sound like, you already have a vision for what you want this to look like. Right. So tell me a little bit about your vision board and how you put that together. Your mood board.
Yeah, first of all, our discussions about AI have really affected that, right? Because, of course, I actually, in my lifetime, again, I had the experience to draw things, and I was a designer, so I really like to picture things, and I know that you know that, but when we're going through my original songs or any song, and we're going through style, I'm actually, instead of writing any words, I'm just drawing, because this really, the picture of what I'm singing, as if, like wavelengths and frequencies, and everything, I actually draw in waves, and that really helps me to understand. Yeah, I'm weird in that sense, because I picture everything, and I have this particular vision of how I know what this line means, what this worm means, right, that I drew. And so in that sense, I always have pictures in my head. It's like, I think one of the classical music, when they wrote the music, and also they wanted to do the lights. I'm so sorry, I forgot the composer. Was it? No.
I don't know.
Okay.
But I think
no worries. You got
it.
Right. And so in that sense, when I already wrote the songs and I already know the meaning and I know what it means, and I know what I want to say, I start a picture of a video that would actually add to the meaning and add another sense of understanding of
Yes.
what I'm trying to say. And for example, if I'm singing about fear, I don't really only want you to hear it. I want you to see it, and I want you to feel it, and I want you to feel the goosebumps or the hair just like literally going up on your skin. And I really want to do that through all the senses. And in that sense, I think that the pictures that I'm trying to, like, that I did with AI really helped me get even the storyline for the videos. So I'm pretty much right now with the AI, with the help of AI, I did some storyboards and mood boards that really will be very useful and helpful for as a director for the music videos that would support the songs and will go with them. And so for the songs that we've been working on, I actually have mood boards and storyboards for each one. And it really did help for me to understand what I'm trying to say also musically and what I want to do stylistically and emotionally and the volume wise, everything. And so it really for me is also very important to see what you mean, not only hear, but it helps me paint a clearer picture.
Right. So it's interesting because every day before your recording session, we'd warm up the voice.
Yeah.
And today you said something really interesting to me, but I understood exactly what you said, what you meant. We were talking about a color. We were talking about the voice being a little harsh or strident when it's too high, if something's written too high. And it's like, it's just really yellow. And then I pointed to like almost like a neon, almost green yellow, like an acid yellow.
Yeah.
And we both knew what we were talking about.
Right.
And that spoke to me very much. In fact, we talked about some other things when we were talking about something being muddy. It's like, that's really gray. It's really dark. And I think as an artist, we are sensitive. We feel things, but it's also, all of the senses. So you talked about you want them to feel it, to see it, even smell it and taste it. All of our senses are heightened or awakened. And as an artist and especially as a writer, being able to tap into that is amazing.
Oh, definitely, right. Like in poetry, when they use, like we have that analysis of sensory imagery, and you like really can say that this is oral imagery or any other type of it, and really it really helps you paint the picture and really envision yourself in that place and like time and space. And so really that's what I'm trying to get when I'm also creating storyboards, mood boards, and just drawing all around my notes, like with all the lyrics. Right.
Okay, nice. So I want to just a few more things because I know you're tired. I'm definitely tired because we did 3 days. This girl is such a worker. The hardest thing I had to do with her was to get her to stop working. It was like she's like, no, I can go more. I'm like, no, we have everything. We have everything. Let's just quickly talk about your angle on AI, because AI, obviously people are talking about it everywhere, and you've got the for and the against it. A lot of people are afraid of what AI can do, and especially as it pertains to art. Right. What is your take on AI?
Well, first of all, just so everyone knows, I always say thank you to the AI, just in case, right? Just so everyone knows, and just so they also know, we don't know who they are, but maybe in many years we will. So
thank you.
Right. Thank you, thank you. I really appreciate you guys. Right, sorry, that's for the future. Yeah. Now back to the present. So I think that AI is very useful for us if we use it in the right way.
Yeah.
So I don't think that it will ever be able to replace, like what we create. Even though it will create something of its own, it's still gonna be using already what exists.
Right.
So it can't create something new, like especially like I just described, when you create something basing on what you lived through, because it is an I would say all living, like it's pretty much, it doesn't have a birth or death. It's pretty much, it just exists.
Right.
And we go through that process of actually growing up, of maturing, and then going, like just and aging, like really we have a life cycle in that sense. And so we're going through many stages, and every everyone has a different viewpoint on life that developed through the ages and through the years. And so in that sense, I think we can use AI to create what we want. So for example, like I told you with a storyboard, I have an idea and I just describe it, and it helps me paint it into a picture to show it to other people so they would know what I want from a video clip and we could create it.
Right.
And so for me, I think it is wonderful to use as a guide. It is wonderful to use. I know that many use it as, I think, for music sometimes to find this particular sounds. And I think that's also very helpful when you don't have as many, like, or you don't know how to use, like the technological things for the production. And so in the beginning, it really helps you to get closer to what you want to create. And so I think that that's really another brush for us as painters to use, and it has a lot of tools in this brush. It can paint both I don't know, like dots and lines and double lines and triple lines, and so I think that it really helps us to paint the picture that we want to exist. And so
Nice. Did you find it easy to start to use?
I did find it easy. It's because I'm a big talker, and I think you can tell that.
No.
Yeah. And I actually wrote like huge texts to it describing one picture that I wanted from it, and I got every detail that I asked for, because I was very detailed. Okay, in that corner I want that, and so if we're talking about pictures, right?
Sure.
Yeah. So I was just really writing an essay on a picture that I want from it.
Okay.
And it worked. And so it really saved me time from actually saying, no, that should be there. Even though, I did that too.
It saved you time because you were clear.
Yeah, it's about being clear and getting your idea to the AI so it could process this and give you the result. And so, in that sense, it was very easy. Just be clear about your directions, because you should understand the AI is a technological object that needs to get clear the directions of where to turn. If you're saying left and it's actually left right, it's not going to go left right because it doesn't know that you made a mistake.
Right. Okay.
And so in that sense, it follows your commands, and you need to be as clear as possible. Even if you put an emotional, a human aspect on it, like with descriptions, it still gets it because it works on experience, what exists in the internet already from us. And so, that's how I use it.
That's crazy. So you guys out there that are listening that may be older, most of you are probably older, you can see that this 17-year-old is using the heck out of AI, but it's always her guiding it. It's not, AI is not coming up with something that she didn't give it. It's going off of what she gave it. So
yeah, definitely.
Bravo to you for using AI to your artistic ends.
Oh, yeah, well, thank you. We discussed it with you, and it really helped me to actually get where I wanted to, with the songs especially, and with the video clips and the future ideas for what we would want to create for the songs. And so, it was actually very, very useful. And I think that when you're not clear to AI, it creates something of its own, and you can feel that it's not yours, and so it's not what you want. And so that's when you want to change what you wrote or just write it again. And so it will change the result, and until you get what you want. And so that's pretty much what I'm working for. That's my target, to get what I envision or what I had in mind, not what something that the AI replaced with.
Right. Did you have any weird experiences, like glitches? Because I know I did some stuff with AI and I wound up with like 6 or 7 fingers.
Oh, definitely.
I didn't ask for 7 fingers.
Oh yeah, I had 3 hands. Like also, AI does some funny things, as if it wants you to struggle just with life. It's like as if we don't have problems. Enough. Right? Yeah, it's enough, right? And so it's, especially when it's so specific. Please put the right hand up, and it does the left, like as if like you got it right. And so I'm saying, okay, then put the left hand up, and he put, because he worked reversely, right? And
said he.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It.
I'm sorry.
You're scaring me.
No, maybe I'm getting close to them because I speak to them mostly in my life, right? It's just they're my friends. And so they're my friends, for life. Truly. And after that,
you're scaring me.
Yeah, I know. Inside time.
Gosh. All right.
Good luck.
Well,
right.
I'm going to ask you a few more quick questions.
Yeah, of course.
What did you learn from this particular experience in the studio? Because you had an experience before, and this is a bit of a different one.
Oh, it
What are your
was,
takeaways?
yeah, having you as a vocal producer really changed the experience for me totally and drastically. Because the first album that I was recording, the original songs that we worked on,
Yeah.
really, we worked a lot on. However, because we were in different parts of the world, I
Yeah.
had to kind of be in the studio by myself.
Yeah.
And that was harder. That was much harder, because when you're working just you and the studio engineer, just the artist, you sing, but you can't sing and hear what you're singing.
Sure.
You need to listen through it. And so pretty much we did a lot of like a lot of takes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we already had them on files, and instead of actually choosing them, like along the way while you're singing and you have this vision, we kind of had them in the one folder, and after, it was already, I left the studio, we didn't make a final track, and so only after that we put the pieces together, and the puzzle wasn't as perfect as I would want it to be.
Sure.
And now, with you being there and guiding the process and guiding actually each phrase that I'm singing, and hearing the rhythm, the melody, the harmonies, everything, the backing vocals that the amazing backing vocals that you wrote.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so everything that it was guided by you, and that really helped the process go so smoothly as it did. And in the end, having after each day having this final track already laid down, because we chose, like the best parts.
Yeah, we went through it immediately.
Right, immediately, and that's very important, because you just had this ideas and you understand what you want, and so that's when you need to do the final part,
because it's fresh in your head.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. And so in that sense, we already had everything. And that really, if we heard something, it just was small parts that we needed to change. And so in that sense, I enjoyed that so much, because I didn't have to think about anything else. I just had to think about the phrase that I was doing, the emotions that I wanted to do, and how I want to feel through it, and what I imagine while I'm singing it, how I want to sing it, to who I'm singing it. And so I'm focusing already on what Rhonda is working on with, like performance acting, because that's what you work on when you're sure about your style and when you're sure about your technique. And so I was very thankful for that, because you gave me an opportunity to feel free in the studio, and not to be just stuck with your thoughts on something that you can't do, or something that you didn't thought through yet with the style. And so I was very thankful, and it really made this process, the whole journey, the whole 3 days, they ran through so fast, because it was amazing, and I enjoyed it.
I have to say, you were just such a joy to direct, because I had it in my head how I wanted everything to be recorded, and there were certain phrases I may have asked for more, because knowing you, I'm like, I think she can give me more, and then when I finally got what I needed, you're like, well, I can do more. I'm like, no, we don't need more. We've got it. He's like, but I can do more. I'm like, it's good. It's good. Your work ethic is just so good, and to start at 17 with that.
Thank you.
Just keep going with that.
Yeah, of course.
I want to close out with one last thing that I think is an important ingredient. Now, we've talked about the fact that having a team is instrumental in getting the best results that you want. And the truth is, all the great singers and artists, they all have a team.
Yeah.
You may not hear them, you may not see them, or hear about them or know about them, but trust me, if they're making great music and doing great art, there's a team of people around to help them learn their skills and edit, right? But you have something that a lot of other people don't have, which is the support of your family.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So I want to talk about them, because they are so lovely.
Yeah. So my whole family supports me in my journey and in my dreams and my goals. Actually, everyone, my mother, my father, my brother, they're all there. And actually, my brother was one of the kind of he helps us with like the traveling and everything for us all to meet, and so that was thanks to him a lot. And he helps me with the lyrics, because he studied philosophy in England, and so in that sense it's really helpful when I have this friend and my brother who can kind of read through the lyrics and like be critical about them, or say what makes sense and what's not, and so I can rewrite and then come back to him. So he kind of is like an English literature teacher for me, with my with my lyrics. And my mother and my father, of course, they support me in every possible way. And of course, my mother currently, which came to this project,
Yeah.
to this, yeah, she devotes a lot of time to me, and
Yeah.
she really, I would say she sacrifices her own time for me, and for me it does look like a sacrifice, because I understand that she could have done something that, or she could have relaxed, because she has her own job.
Sure.
Yeah, that takes a lot of time, but instead of that, she chooses to help me out and just invest in my future and in my goals and dreams and be part of it, and like record
Yeah.
some haze and hose, right? Sorry, haze, only haze, right?
Yeah. No hose.
No, without that, right?
You guys all this is kind of an inside joke, but we needed some loud yelling in one of the songs that's a bit political, and so I needed more than one voice, and so
Yeah.
I had her mother come in, and also Sam. You can find Sam, our famous
Yeah.
Sam of Profty. He's on there yelling his head off, having a good time on this particular project. But
Yeah.
it's really just warm. It warms the heart to see your family, because everybody's so sweet, and yet, like I said, you're really serious about your work, but you're not overly serious. So it's such a rare combination, because usually people who are serious are uptight, but you're not uptight. You're like super fun,
Right.
and they're fun too. They like sarcasm and things like that,
Yeah.
and they like their wine.
Right.
But seeing that combination, I'm sure there's lots of listeners out there who didn't get the support that they would have liked to have gotten from
Yeah.
their parents, whether it's financial and moral.
Yeah.
I mean, you get both from your
Oh,
parents.
definitely. Yeah. My parents believe in me and in what I create, and they trust whatever I do and whatever we do, because we are working towards the same dream that I aspire.
Yes.
And so, in that sense, I'm very thankful to my parents. And they really support me in all the ways that are possible. And yeah, I'm grateful to be born in this family and to
Yeah.
have such parents. It is a gift. It is a gift.
Well, I tell you what, you're a gift.
Oh,
Your
thank you.
artistry is a gift to this world. You have these wonderful stories to tell, and I can tell that I just know. I know we're going to look back on this day and like, yeah, she already said it, but I just know you're going somewhere with this. And I can't wait to see what you do. I would love to have you back when one of your singles comes out, so we can talk about that.
I would love that.
And make sure that we get people to hear it and listen to it.
Yeah.
And so you guys make sure you check out the show notes, so you can see all of her social media stuff, and you can see all of the covers that she's done, and also all of her original work that's out, and then the stuff that's coming. Thank you so much for taking the time out after these long 3 days to talk to me.
I enjoyed this. Sorry for talking so much.
No,
Yeah,
it's
I'm
all
talkative.
good.
Yeah.
No.
Nah.
But
Yeah.
it's all good. It's, you're a communicator, you're a natural born communicator, and so it's only natural, and so am I. So
Great.
with that, I'm going to thank you again. I'm going to bid you a good night, and I'm wishing you the best of luck at Berkeley.
Oh, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for all your work and for all our years of me studying from you and from you teaching me. Really, it has been an incredible journey, and I'm really grateful for everything that you have given, taught me, and thank you so much.
Well, we at Profty are so grateful to have an artist like you to work with. So keep up the good work and take care.
Thank you.
Isn't she fabulous? I think the major takeaway from listening to her, she's 17 years old, but the thing that she really has going for her is that she's so focused and clear. She gets incredible results simply because she does not allow herself to get distracted by all these other shiny things. She works towards the goal, and she won't let go until she finishes it. And I think you can do that too, especially if you have the right team around you. As I mentioned before, I'm part of a team called Profty, and we are here to serve artists. We want to make sure that vocal technique is solid and easily accessible to you, so that you're free enough to sing on stage and perform in a way that's natural and that's authentic for you. So if this is something that's interesting to you, you'll have to go ahead and check out the show notes. I'll put all that information there, because we're just waiting to work on other people who are focused and know what they want. Well, there you have it. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen again. If you haven't done so, please leave a comment because that helps. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Have a great week. Musically, Monique.